Hi, Sag. This is Just with your September 2017 mid-month reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Sagittarius, um, excuse me. It looks like, excuse me, well, I'm not even gonna say that. Let's just get into it. Um, it looks like some of you were rushing ahead. You and you needed to take a step back. Some of you probably was creating some arguments out in the street. Hopefully that's not the case. Some of you, your tempers were short as I don't know what. Like some of you, your tempers have been very short. Um, so hopefully you didn't create too much disasters in your wake of lack of patience and lack of tolerance. It looks like in the past, someone could have passed away. It looks like there was a passing of some sort, and no one really knows what the hell happened. Like, how did this person pass away? Why did this person pass away? What's going on? There also seems to have been a change in you guys. Some people may like a change. Um, and some people are probably wondering like what happened, like they don't even understand. Like some people, you may tell a person like, I don't live there anymore, I moved. Like what? I don't work there anymore, I moved. Like what? It was just like some change just happened, and this is past energy. um and it took a while to come out. Like so people didn't know that you had a baby. No one knew that you moved. No one knew you got married. No one knew. Or you may find from someone else, like, what? I didn't even freaking know until I'm looking on Facebook and it's like, what? This person is what? So it could be some of that. Like a massive transformation happened that you still can't figure out. You still can't 100% explain what happened, but it was good. It wasn't anything bad. You know, it's like a new lease on life. It's like you was able to now move forward and start over or start anew with this change, but you it's still like what, that sort of thing. And some of you may never 100% tell why you moved, what exactly happened. Some of you, may never 100% get down, because some of you may be trying to, get an investigator or try to, get an autopsy for, like I was saying, someone that passed. But it never, you this may never feel like you ever will ever 100% know why things happen. So yeah, that's weird. I don't know where all of this came from, but that's what I'm saying. So I don't know who that relates to. If you like to comment in the section below, please let me know. You can email me if you feel you like to keep it a little bit more confidential. So back to this irate Sag. Yeah, you guys have been out there arguing and just running ahead, or you may be feeling like someone has just been doing a little too much. Like someone may have found themselves doing too damn much because they was feeling all like, oh great. So some of you could have said, I'm gonna get me a car. And then there's problems with the cars, especially during this Mercury retrograde. You may have known someone that has done that. You may have thought that someone at your workplace may have decided to say, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go to another job. And then it's like the job is like not even happening because of something. So there's some element of rushing ahead because you felt like it was the opportune time. And then now there's worry, or there's been worry around it. It didn't necessarily pan out for some of you, or it could have happened to the person around you. So in taking a step back, some of you rushed ahead, flew off the handle. Now you're taking a step back. Now you're taking more of a step-by-step approach. That is going to be so much more better for you. I feel like, even if people are doing stupid things out in the street, not allowing them to get your goat and that sort of thing. And someone may comment and say, yes, yes, because that's what it looks exactly like. Like you're saying, you know what, I'm just not even going to, follow people up, that sort of thing. So taking a step-by-step approach, especially if you've been, you're trying to start new with your business, you're trying to start new with a job, that sort of thing, rushing out thinking that, oh, they're hiring, let me rush and take this test, let me rush. That isn't going to, help you. Taking a step back approach, following protocol, making sure that you're prepared for the things that you're about to embark on is going to eventually, like down the line, is going to bode well for you. I do sense that some of you that are looking for work, this feels good. It looks good. Things are going to start improving. If those of you have your own business, looks like clientele will increase. And I feel like it will, as long as you're being true to yourself. You're being true to who you are. You're being, as real as you are, with your clients, with yourself. That's going to make people see the integrity, the ethical, highness within self. And I feel like that's going to bode well for you. So again, taking things, step by step, being true to yourself, moving forward in an organic sort of way, because I do feel like you guys do have a sense of knowing. You may not know how, and you may not know exactly why, but you may just sense that this is something that you should do. And then again, taking a step-by-step approach with it is going to yield great results for you guys. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, I do feel like there's an increase in job opportunities. So definitely get out there. Although you may sense that the process is a little daunting. Okay. It takes them this week to, set up an interview, that week to take a test, and another week. Like, it may take a while, but you're getting there. You're building, like, you like the people, they like you. It's a great rapport. Things are working well. Now, I must tell you, for those of you that are looking to start something new, like a new job, that sort of thing, things may start to just really feel like it's progressing really good. And then there may be, like, at first, if it feels like it's really slow, by the last week of the month, it is going to crank up, and it's going to be like Hell's Week. It will feel like Hell's Week. Like, what? Are you serious? Now I have to do, all of these things. I have to do all of this. Like, so, and your clientele may beef up so much where it's like, oh, you can't even keep your head straight. So the best thing you can do is try to get things done ahead of time. Try to really use time management, because I feel like some of you may be feeling like, oh, I'm trucking along. And then the last, 8 days to, 5 days, that sort of thing. And I feel like it'll last for 2 weeks for some of you. Okay. Some of you could be 2 whole months that it lasts, where it's just like a whirlwind. Like you haven't been able to pick your head up. It's like, has been that busy. So again, that's a good thing, that you might have a lot going on. If you start a new job, you may also encounter, once you get in this place, it's it's like a zoo. It's like a hell of a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of people that are at odds with each other. Just a lot of nonsense. You know what I mean? So just, obviously, I have to tell you to stay away from that. It looks like you guys are going to be very busy anyway, so you won't necessarily get caught up in it. But yeah, you want to be mindful of that. Once you start a place and you see that there's a lot of ruckus going on, just, obviously stay away from it. But yeah, it looks like business is going to pick up. So that's always a good thing. It looks like you guys are gradually building your financial security. And I feel like it's even coming within, like, you know it more than you can see it. You do have Saturn still sitting all over your neck and everything. So, some of you, it's not as harsh as you latter born Sagittariuses that are going through that exact transit. But it's still there. You still know. You still have those nightmares at night. You still, you know, you better be careful with that money. You're not going to be that sad just going out just spending every last dime. And if you are, then I guess you haven't learned anything. But you can sense that, things are going to start to come. It's a feeling. So these things are all feelings that you guys are feeling, like, yeah, my time is going to come. My time is coming. And I feel like things are going to start to echo that, like, not only the feeling, but the sentiment, like the actual reality of things will echo that. And it will stretch for a 3-month period of just really feeling like things are going your way. Things are really kind of working. That's going to build your self-confidence, may create some haters, but that's par for the course, isn't it? That just has to happen, shouldn't it? But you may, there may be some conflicts because of it, because, there's a lot of things going your way. Some people may be upset about it. So it's good to kind of keep things close to your vest, Sag. I do see something that would suggest that, yeah, you need to keep things to yourself. And because people are not figuring you out, that is that may be the reason why, they may become a little bit jaded, a little bit jealous and that sort of thing. But that's okay. They'll be okay. You just keep plowing away and just keep doing what you need to do. You guys are going to be very busy. I feel like it's going to go on throughout the month of October, but busy is always a good thing. We don't need idle time, right? No idle time. And I do see that there may be a fallout that you don't even see coming. So yes, you have this sense of like things are going to go well for you. And yes, you're taking more of a Zen approach, but keep your eyes open, especially for some of you that's starting at your workplace, even at your workplace. But I say more starting because when you're starting someplace, you're trying to get your footing. You really don't know the culture, so you can get caught up really quick. So just be very aware, because I do see that not out of nowhere, but in not necessarily paying attention, all hell could break loose, and it could be like some drama, and then all of a sudden, you may feel isolated. You may feel a bit isolated. Someone could be doing that as well. Like you could be experiencing that in your home life, where someone just there could be an argument, a fallout, and that is going to lead to the person kind of like just basically being a bit cold and despondent. They're going through some stuff. Some of you may know what they're going through. It could go back to what I said earlier of someone rushed ahead, did something, and now things aren't necessarily working for them. So it could be that. It could be them, again, not necessarily understanding as well what's all that you're doing, and because you're not necessarily sharing a lot, that could be an issue where they feel like, okay, they're gonna just be distanced from you. So it can manifest itself in your home life as well, not necessarily just at the workplace. So just be mindful of that for any I feel long amount of time. So at home, at work, anywhere that you're someplace for a while, like this is where you are most of your time, be careful of these energies because they can kind of come up. I do feel like if someone's being a little standoffish, if at the workplace, or if you've been made to feel isolated, I do feel like someone's going to apologize or offer some type of token of their affection, a gift, that sort of thing, or just, say something nice, that sort of thing, to try to get you to kind of either get back on your good side or try to reintegrate you into the team or the environment. So again, the best thing you could do is kind of try to stay out of the fray, take it with a grain of salt, and just, really focus on what you have going on. Now, as it relates to love, it looks like definitely something some of you could have broke up in the past, like there was an end to a relationship, and all the details were not clear. But being a true Sag that you are, you just said, I got to put one foot in front of the other, and you keep going. What can I do? I feel like some of you feel like that person just became so despondent, and you may even feel that way in your relationship. Those of you that have existing relationships, there's some change that's going on with either you or that person, and it may be so subtle. Some of you may be very dramatic, like this person just did a 180 on me, what the hell? Or they may sense that in you. Others of you may be very subtle, because I have the moon card. So that to me is a level of subtlety. This change, it happens, but it may not be evident as quickly as you may think that it would be evident. It's not like it's a tarot card, where it's like, okay, bam. It's like there's an element of illusion around. There's an element of not necessarily believing what you see, or not even knowing what you're seeing is what it is until it's fully changed. So there's a change in the person. So again, the theme here for Sagittarius is you guys, is a lot going on with you, and then there's just things going on in your everyday. And as a Sagittarius, always so much stuff going on that you can sometimes not necessarily see things for what they are. So try to pay attention, because it's a lot of subtleness that's going on that's going to help you realize what's happening around you, because I feel like it's not going to fully mature until down the line. Okay. but it is subtly, there's a subtleness to showing you now, but you've got to pay attention, because I do see that there's this change in this relationship. For some of you, like I said, it ended. You're not really sure exactly all the details of what the hell, but you know, you've moved on. The other person is just completely disconnected. And you're like, okay. And it could have come, like, first they could have been all like argumentative and all of this stuff. And you could have been worried, or they, you know, if you've been irate, that sort of thing, there was some worry around it. And I feel like if someone kind of disconnected or created a problem with you, or there's been some argument, that sort of thing in a relationship, either you're going to try to mend fence, or that person is going to try to mend fence. Now be careful, because I do get this crazy dichotomy, and I'm talking about people just in relationships, living together, not living together. This is just a relationship thing. It looks like what's going on here is someone's being argumentative, which is either because they're going through their own stuff, you know, and now they're projecting, or it's that they may want to leave, but they're not at a fully I'm leaving you stage. So they're creating all of these issues to try to disconnect from you. Okay. But then when they do that, they turn and circle back around and want to be a friend. They want to apologize. They want to try to work things out again. And then it's full on sex. It's full on like intimacy. So the problem is never really dealt with. And because it's all of this cycle of like argue, worry, come back again, make amends, have sex, then bicker again, and then so much is going on, then argue, then it's like, it's because these cycles just keep going on, you're not coming up for a breath, because even when this relationship, you still have work, you still have whatever else you have going on, and then you have this nonsense that you're going through. So if this is very relatable, pay attention to it. Pay attention, because this person could be purposely trying to spin you around, because there's some secrets that's in this relationship that I feel is, I'm trying to look here to see more, that I feel is more of a basis than just the cycle you guys are going through. Okay. So yeah, definitely some people need to hear that, because that's pretty prominent in this reading. I mean, it's just like very strong in your reading. So be careful with that. Others of you, I feel if you're single, somebody may have come on very strong, or some of you, if you're coming on strong, be mindful of that. Don't come on too strong if you're out there, you know, wanting to kind of get to know people and try to socialize. It could be a very good time to socialize with people. Just understand that right now, since we're under Venus energy, Virgo energy, you may be being evaluated. You may find yourself being very critical of other people. So everyone's interviewing everyone. It's not just like light and social, like if it was Libra season. And we are about to get into Scorpio down the line. So I do feel like right now there's a very critical point in socializing for those of you that are mingling and meeting people. You may find yourself in a situation where you worry if you're going to be in something real, because you seem to be attracting, excuse me, horny people that are very horny, people that like you to just get them off. And it doesn't necessarily mean physical. It can mean mental. People like to mentally get off a lot. People, especially, and back up if you have Virgo, if you're a Virgo, listen to this, but Virgos can be like that. Like, there's someone that can just take a bite of something and be fulfilled with that bite. So they can go out and flirt all night long, but they're not taking one number. They're not, going home with anyone. They're not any of that. And I'm not talking about Virgos that have other elements or something hitting them where it's like all they want to do is have sex. I'm talking about the typical Virgo. They can have a bite and they'll be satisfied. Not like a Taurus where it's like, no, Taurus is either going to eat or they're not going to eat. They're not going to, it's like they're not going to do all this flirting. It's like, we're together, we're together, I'm with you, and that's it. So I get that kind of energy of like, you guys are attracting those kind of people. Those people where it's like, they just want to take a bite. They either want you to stimulate them on a mental level, physical level. They want to use you to some extent to satisfy themselves. So be careful with that. If you're single, definitely if you're single and you're socializing, definitely know what you want out of your social single experience, and make sure that you facilitate that for yourself. So if you're wanting someone that is you just want to be friends with people, you just want to build a good network with someone and that sort of thing, and have a great rapport with them, then don't settle for people that only want to kind of have a nightcap, or only want to don't go to places where it's kind of more of that type of scene, that sort of thing. I do feel like those of you that's single, you're going to be highly in demand as we get to the latter part of the month. You're going to be attracting a lot of people. I do see that there's going to be some steamy nights for some of you that may deal with someone at the workplace, someone you could just have been just a really good friend with, but over a 3-day or 3-week period, it's like you guys have kind of like really become a little bit more. You may eat lunch a lot together, just incorporate more of hanging out together. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden there's like this, you have like a night, it could be a one-night stand. It could just turn into like this sex relationship. You're not really sure how the hell did you get there with this person. It's like, how the hell did this happen? But then it, just morphs into this type of thing. And I feel like by the end of the month, it can get messy. So be careful with that. Again, slow approach is the best way possible. Slow and steady, I feel will create a very amazing intimate moment with someone that you have a good foundation with. I feel like doing things just because you feel lonely, or because getting back with someone because you're scared to lose them, that sort of thing, that is only going to create more problems at the end of the month for a lot of you. And so for those of you that's in relationships, just normal relationships, that sort of thing, I feel like you may feel like you and your mate are in two different feelings. Like they feel one way one minute, you feel another way. They're overly talking your ear off, and you're just sitting there being very quiet, like, okay. Or they could be doing the same thing to you. You may feel like everything is going their way, and you may feel like you're under the gun and everything's going their way. They could be feeling the same way, like everything's going your way and they're under the gun. They may be worried about something that's going on in their life. You could be worried about something that's going on in your life, and they just may be horny. You may not be horny. So that type of thing. Like when they're horny, you're not. When they're worried about something, you're not. That type of thing. I feel like because there's so much change in energy and you guys aren't necessarily meeting up, excuse me, you may find that there's some conflict in the latter part of the week. You may find that there's a bit of conflict, but I feel like it's going to quickly change, like quickly. You may either feel like the person disappears, like, okay, or you may find yourself disappearing because the person's acting silly. So you're saying, okay, fine, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do whatever it is I need to do, like whatever. Or some of you may resolve the issue really fast, like, oh, that was dumb, that was silly of us, let's not fight, that sort of thing. Let's make up with sex. Because I keep saying sex because I do see that is going to be the theme here. It's going to be some sex, not a whole lot of talking. It's going to be some sex going on. And it's not going to be phone sex. It's going to be actual sex, that's going to be going on. And it may be like, I'm mad at you. Let's solve it with sex. I'm stressed. Let me have sex. So sex is going to be on the mind. And it may be a lot of it as you get closer and closer to the end of the month. And I feel like for some of you that can say, yes, I was in a sex whirlwind. It could go on for like 8 weeks, 8 days, 8 straight. I want to say, let me look. Yeah. 5 to 7. So 5 a week, or 8 days, or even up to 2 whole months, where it's just the same cycle of like, sex is the theme. Sex is remaining everything. Because something about sex with Sagittarius, and I don't talk like this with you guys because I never see stuff like this for you guys. But it's something about sex that is going to be the catalyst to solving problems, or just fulfilling oneself. So, sex is a theme. So that's what I have for you guys for the remainder of the month. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think to my head, like, did I overdo it with the sex thing? But again, if anyone's so brave enough, and I know we have a lot of brave Sages out there. So if you're brave enough to just say, yes, I'm one of those, I'm part of that theme, or you could just put pound theme group or whatever. But leave it in the comment section below if this relates to you, if you would love to share. If you would like a personal counsel with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as beginning and into this video. I kind of have fun doing this one. And if you're new to this channel, welcome, and have fun. But just be careful what I was telling before. But if it applies, have fun and subscribe, because I will be back very, very soon with another one. Take care, Sag.